up, world? It's another show with 50 Shades with Jay. I'm no other than your host, Jay. Don't forget to eat the show that's funny, entertaining, and sexy. And across from me, I have no other than...
Hey, what's going on, world? You know who it is, and you know how I get down. It's your man, Trouble. What's up, world?
He said, you know how you get down. We have two special guests today. And to my right here, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, world. I'm China.
Okay, and...
My name is Dominique.
And these are my guests today. Woo woo! They came all the way down here to be on my show, 50 Shades with Jay. Raise the roof. So, how was y'all day today? You know?
Pretty good. Ate good. Slept.
Yeah.
I would say hot.
Hot. Oh, yeah, they not from here. They from Michigan. Where I'm from, Michigan. Stand up 989 in the building.
Hello.
Yeah, so we went out to eat, you know. She had to sleep because, you know, she old. But anyway, Trouble.
Nice.
Hey, Trouble, how was your day today?
Long, but so blessed to be nonetheless. You know, I'm here, ready to do my thing, and it's the weekend, so hey, let's get it.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. So as y'all know, we always pick from the infamous. Did I say that right? I don't think I said it right. Boxes. We have 3, 2, countdown, and 1. My favorites, right? So as my guest, China, you get to go first. Which box would you like to choose from? Don't hold back, neither. These are my besties, by the way. They're a reflection of me. And she will pick the sexual box. I lied. They're not a reflection of me.
All right. This says multiple partners.
Going strong out the gate. Okay.
Out the gate on this Friday, Freaky Friday. So when you read that, multiple partners, what did that mean to you? Like what angle would you take that as?
I'm thinking that question's asking if you prefer just you and your guy or multiple people. Maybe one more extra in the room, maybe 2 or 3 if that's your thing.
Wait a minute, not 2 or 3. Okay, so what's your preference, Miss China?
I've never, for the record, I've never did, multiple partners. I may be open to it though. It's always a possibility.
Say less and do more.
Hello.
Spicy.
Make things spicy, make it hot, like hot and ready. Hot. Little Caesars is in the building. Okay, Nick, what you think about multiple partners? What angle would you take that at?
I mean, like China said, just open to having more people in the bedroom. I'm definitely open.
Oh, she put emphasis.
Definitely
open.
open. But I'm a little bipolar, so sometimes I want my man all to myself, so I don't like sharing.
Okay.
I guess it depends on how I'm feeling.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay, Trevor, last but not least, what you think about multiple partners?
I guess if you're talking about it in the scope of at the same time, I've never had that experience, but I mean, I'm open to it. But if you're talking about just like overall, I think that was a cool thing to do. Like whenever I was in my 20s or whatever, but not so much now because like it's so easy to catch things and so on and so forth. And not even so much. It's not even just the STIs, but to catch the feelings.
Right.
I'm just in a different place now. So like having multiple people like in and out of my like house and in and out of my space and in my energy, not too much these days.
Okay. All right. So for me, again, y'all already know I said once before I'm not closed off to it. But let's put a spin on this. What about if you're dating? What Trouble?
This is interesting. Like how things have evolved over time. Like because I know at one point in time women was just like, no, I want my one dick and my one dick only. Like now women are like, maybe so. What are they putting in the food these days? That's what I want to know. Anyway.
It's the cereal.
It's the water.
The water.
It's the almond milk.
We drinking it right now. H2O. The H2O.
Oh, well, by all means, please keep drinking. Please.
I'm weak. So let's put a spin on this thing. So multiple partners. What if you're dating? Would you have multiple partners that way, or would you just be exclusively dating that one person? Like, would you be okay with having one person to have sex for something over here? What do you think? Or would y'all just like that, again, that one ding dong?
I said I'm open to it. So I don't think that's something that I can do for
Ongoing.
years and ongoing, because I am selfish. I like what's mine is mine. That's just something maybe just to do or something like that. But they did say it was a guy who actually had a relationship. So he had 2 partners. And did y'all read about that? They were sisters or something?
Is that
They
Robert
got
Kelly?
pregnant.
They got pregnant.
Robert Kelly?
No, R. Kelly. He said Robert Kelly.
No, he was a guy. He was dating sisters, and I think he got one of the
Twin
sisters
sisters,
pregnant
right?
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real
okay.
sisters.
Real sisters.
Like you just said, real sisters, right?
Right.
Wow. Okay, so
Also, too, like we have to, like, if we're dating or something like that, we need to make sure if you say, "Hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm seeing other people." Like, as long as we
so
get
make
that
it
on the
known.
floor.
Make it known. I don't need y'all assuming this is
Right.
what it is. Either we exclusive, we not exclusive. That's my one ding dong. That's not like put it out there on the floor.
Right.
Trouble.
Um,
Are you just gonna be open to just slanging it or just keeping it with one chick? Cause you the man, so you got the pipe. You get to sling the pipe and lay the pipe.
So communication is essential to all things in life, and I'll start with that. Followed by, depending on where we are and who we are, and if that's what you got to feel for, and I guess if I can get behind it, then I guess I can read out for the multiple things. But I mean, where I am in my growth at the current moment, just give me my one vagina and let me go on about my day.
There's that V word, that vagina.
And you got to remember too, those soul connections. We don't want to
Just give
play
me
with
my
it.
one vagina and let me go on by my way.
That
That can
part.
get crazy.
You don't want to play with? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so multiple partners. Kenny, did you want to touch on that? You always got something to say, but don't steal the show.
I ain't gonna steal it.
Okay,
Okay. What did the sticker say again?
Multiple partners.
Okay. If I'm not serious with nobody, the multiple partner thing is okay. I'm open to it. If I'm in a relationship and we're committed, verbally committed, right? No,
Or
it's me and her.
invested.
Or invested, right? There it
Yeah,
is. That's the
that's
best
the
word.
best,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as far as the multiple partners go, I'm like just looking at it from a different perspective. Like, what about these girls out here that just, we consider it to be hoes, thoughts. They just, busting it wide open to any and everybody. Like, wouldn't you think they vagina would be like big and blown out? Like, that just came to my head. Like, what if you like have all these multiple partners and you just not exclusively dating that one, and then you have all these guys? Like, how would that make you feel? Like, y'all can't speak on that. Like,
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
I have my one little ding dong.
Ding dong.
But if I have multiple, I guess, I don't know.
Would you
Some
think
females
about
don't even
that?
care though.
Yeah.
They don't care.
It's
Because
so
clearly
different.
they doing it, so
It's
they don't
different
care.
now. You know how dudes back in the day, it was like dudes just doing whatever they want to do. Like women, we on that stuff now. Like,
Yeah. Get it how you live, get this money, get these checks.
Right.
They got their niggas paying their bills, they rent,
Hello.
child support, child care. Get it how you live. So people, right now we're talking about multiple partners. Are you open to having multiple partners if you're not in a relationship? Or, are you just, the roles have changed? Are you the guy now? Are you just getting how you live, having these niggas pay your bills, your rent, automobiles? Is it Disney Child?
Destiny
You gonna
Child.
give them the number to call in?
Yeah, I'm gonna give me a number to call in. The number is 203-802-5694. Oh, we're not live. I'm sorry. Oops. Oh, man.
That's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Hit up Patricia on my Facebook Live, I guess, if you
Well,
wanna.
if they watching the Facebook Live, technically there you go. So
Oh yeah, they can still call in, Kenny. Thank you, Trouble. Keep up.
Sorry.
Oh my God. We're not on one accord right now. We gotta get here. We gotta get here. So again, that number is 203-802-5694. Again, that number is 203-802-5694. I was about to say 806. Call me now and tell us how do you feel about having multiple partners. And if you need that number, Lady Peasy will put it in the comment below on my Facebook Live if you need the number. So, okie dokie, Dominique, it is your turn to pick from which box.
Blue.
She's gonna go with the random box, everybody. The random box. Shake it, shake it, shake it first.
changing it up.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your
that
booty.
Okay, shake it.
What does that one say?
Smoking plus drinking.
Smoking and drinking. Okay, so would you prefer a man or a woman that you're dating to smoke or drink? Or does it really matter? Take it away, Dominique, since you put it.
Which one I would prefer?
Or both.
Yeah, or both. Like, does it matter to you if they come like, oh, I smoke and drink? Does that matter?
No, as long as they know how to handle it.
Okay.
I'm fine. I mean, if smoking is what you do, drinking what you do, if you do both. As long as you can handle it, I'm fine.
Okay. China.
Same. I don't have a preference. Long as you're not acting a donkey and you know how to.
She wants to
handle
say a damn fool. That's what she wants to say. Keep it real. You don't be acting no damn fool, smoking and drinking.
Long as you can handle it, I'm fine with it. No
Okay.
judgment here.
Trouble.
It's really interesting. At one point in time, I was like super opposed to smoking, but now I've kind of come around or whatever. But I'm more partial to alcohol because I know sometimes whenever y'all come home after them late nights or whatever, you be like, that dick better be hard, and I'm like, hey, I'm already waiting for you. What's up? Let's go. So more partial to drinking. Hey, out there. Anyway, yeah, more partial to drinking, but nonetheless, I don't discriminate against either one.
Okay, so for me, at one point in time, I'm like, you know what? I've been around smoking all my life. I don't want nobody to be smoking. He can't smoke. He can drink. But now it's just like, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Don't expect for me to sit up there and buy you your smokes, buy you your weed, but buy you this. Honestly, I don't want a guy to smoke cigarettes though. I can't do the cigarettes. Like, if
Yeah,
you
because that
smoke,
breath be tart. Like,
your breath be
and
tart.
the tea,
It do.
yellow, and then
Yeah.
it gets in your clothes. Although all smoke get in your clothes and stuff, but cigarettes a different type of smell. Almost makes you sick to your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I've been around smoking so long. Like, when I left from all that smoking, it's like a breath of fresh air, literally. Like, that type of smoke make your walls yellow. Like, that's some serious type of smoke. So I wouldn't want my guy to smoke cigarettes. Weed is okay. You can cheat here and there. Puff, pass, get up. Okay. Puff, pass, and smoke your weed. Blacks, I used to like the smell of wine blacks. But now it's like, you smoke your weed and you can smoke. That's about it. Ain't doing no crack and no cake too. I ain't fucking around with that. Ain't no damn crackhead stealing from my house talking about some, you need to pawn this radio for you. Hell to the
That
no.
escalated quickly. Escalated really quickly. Right now.
Because nowadays, they got all types of drugs. K2, baths, salts, crack, all this type of stuff they just put in everything. You gotta be mindful. Like,
Those are for the Caucasians from the mountains of Caucasus who do those particular things. But
okay.
smoking scorpions and coffee beans. And, anyway, I digress. Carry on.
interesting. Yeah, so no, you can drink, but like China said, you gotta be able to hold your liquor. And if you can't hold it around here acting like a damn child, want to be abusive, or you want to just talk shit. Anyway, like, I talk shit all day long. But when it gets to the extreme and get violent, then that's a different story. You need to go to AA. You need to do something else to get it together.
So my question is, do y'all appreciate Henny dick?
Anything is possible. Anything
You
is
appreciate Henny
possible.
dick? High five. I'm with that.
I didn't know that was a thing. This thing said Henny dick.
No, they're
Yes.
like,
Is it the rock dick too?
and there's basically liquor dick.
Liquor dick,
Yeah.
hell.
Long, yeah.
But
long
it
story.
can't be sloppy.
Oh, no.
That's sloppy. You know.
Can't have no sloppy sex when you're drunk. That's
Alcohol put me on 10. I be like I'm already at like a 9, but like alcohol put me at like a 13.
a 13. This nigga saying 11. He said 13. That's take off.
Yeah. And the
Slap,
rocket
no.
and that bitch ain't got no tags. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, I can't do no sloppy dick. Nigga.
No.
Like, when you drunk, you still have to be able to perform. Because if not, nigga, I'll be all the way turned off. Like, you know what? Get off. Get the fuck off.
I feel bad.
I can't do it.
Slob over here, kiss.
Kissing.
Come on.
Hello. Yo, what did you do with 50 Shades with Jay talking to you?
What's up, girl? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's it going?
I'm good.
That's
I
good.
called to check in and see how y'all doing, and see how y'all feel y'all together. Good stuff, by the way. But,
Okay. Who's this?
Tobias,
Okay, Tobias. Okay, so since you called question, nigga. Okay, so with that being said, well, you married, so I can't really ask you this question.
You can ask him about the weed or the.
Huh? Okay, so what about, okay, so our other question was, if you was not married and you were getting engaged or whatever the case may be, would you prefer a woman to smoke or not to smoke, or drink to not to drink?
I would say no, because I don't smoke and drink, but I don't have a problem with, by me being married and stuff, now I have to get, I don't want them being caught up inside of that type of lifestyle. My mom was on drugs herself, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay, definitely that's a great answer. I didn't even look at it that way. Like I was telling them on the show that that's all I grew up to was around a bunch of smoke. So it's just like, once I got free of that, I'm like, you know what, but then I don't want to judge nobody, if they're smoking. That's what they do, but I'm not going to provide anything for them.
Yes, but yeah, you need to know, definitely knowing my background, where I came from, and I don't want my kids to see that, but what I'm saying, I'm the one that broke the cycle with my family out there.
Gotcha.
But it's my wife also, so definitely have to know.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Tobias, for calling in. Stay tuned.
Indeed.
Awesome. Y'all heard it. He said, hell no.
That's a great point, though.
He's trying to break that cycle, exactly, because if we don't break that cycle, who will? It's just will be a reoccurring cycle, whether it's be cigarettes, blacks, weed, K2, crack. It's
Again, that escalated quickly.
Why would I say crack? That's what you say.
Crack
Crack
is in the
80s.
I understand, but we was just simply talking about smoking and drinking, and you went over the ledge here.
Hey,
but
smoking ain't had no limit. Crack, K2, ooh, fiending, all types of stuff.
Okay, so with that, there are a few things that are off limits. Like if you're just smoking, then that's cool. But if you're doing all this extra shit, that's a hard no. That's a
hard hell no.
A hard no. Yeah.
Find your significant other in there snorting cocaine and shit. Look, I didn't know you did that. Okay, never call me again, nigga. No. So, okay, so y'all heard it first. He would like to break the cycle. And that's like I said. He brought up a good point, because once you're around it for so long, it's just like, you know what? I don't want that in my life. And then he has kids, so he has to set an example. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So. Trouble, you get the pick now,
or favorites.
My favorites?
Yeah.
Boom. So when y'all get the pick from my favorites, that's the pink box. Shake it. Anybody shake it.
All right.
Okay, so she's unfolding this one. This one's folded.
Oh wow, you got
Yo, what it do? 50 Shades of Jaye talking to you.
Hello.
I'm doing good. Who am I speaking with? Hey, August, how you doing? All right, so you called to talk about the multiple partners, or would you prefer your significant other to smoke or drink, or neither?
I'm not going to stop you from doing what you're doing, but also, it's like, probably the next year, like last year, if something was to go wrong to where if you did it, my significant other, did something to, for me to, not be able to trust him, then it'd be no, but otherwise.
Okay, gotcha. So basically, if you're able to trust them, then yeah, but if you're not able to trust them, it's a solid no, right? Awesome. Well, thank you, August, for calling in. Stay tuned, okay?
Thank you, August.
That's not nice, Kenny. Thank you, August. Okay, so y'all done went through a bunch of them. I guess y'all didn't like them, so.
They're still in the process right now.
Okay.
I also think with the smoking and drinking, it's a time and place for it too. Mm-hmm. And if they don't know that time and place for it, then we got an issue right there.
Okay.
So I don't mind it, but okay, if we going to church or to school or something, you shouldn't be reeking of marijuana.
Right.
Or on crack, but I don't
Crack has a smell. Crack definitely has a smell.
See, I don't know that. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a time and place for it also.
Yeah. Especially if you want to work, you can't be smelling like marijuana going to work. You better have some type of cologne, some strong air freshener for your car. Don't nobody want to smell that. And then for me, don't smoke in my house. Hell no, take your ass outside. I don't want to smell it in my clothes, my couch, or nothing. Go
Well, so
outside.
the other conflict with that is, if you have a job that does drug testing, so like, it's kind of, it's kind of one of those things that y'all also have to be mindful of.
But our population, we go to all these type of stores to get it out of our system. We dye our hair, drink a bunch of water, everything. So they don't even care.
Well, say less and do more. So,
Absolutely. So what y'all come up with?
So you want to read like those other two or whatever, but I think that's like the one you want to read.
Well, I go with your better judgment. So,
Okay.
Which one do you want, Dominique?
What is considered dating?
Okay, that's it. Awesome. Okay, since you pulled it, take it away.
Dating?
Don't ball up my stuff. I gotta recycle those topics.
Sorry.
I was gonna say you might want to throw it because it was the same one as the first one, dating multiple people. So
Okay, yeah. You could definitely throw that away. Okay, so Dominique, what do you think? What is dating? Dun dun dun.
Be real.
Dun dun dun. Spit it out.
I would say, because it's a lot of mixed emotions and, mixed definitions
Better
when
come
people
on with
say
it.
when it's dating. Me personally, when you're dating someone, this is the time you're getting to know another person, and it may not just be one person. It could be multiple people you're dating. It's not just one. It could be more.
Okay.
So you're getting to know this person. You're taking the time out to do activities to get to, bond with them. But it's definitely not a relationship. And some people think that dating turns into it's a relationship. Don't nobody know they're in a relationship, but they're actually dating.
Okay.
So that's what I consider is just dating.
So just getting to know one another. Oh, highlight Drake line.
Do what you want when you pop it.
Yo, what it do? Speaking Shades with Jaye talking to you. Who am I speaking with? Hey, Charmaine, how's it going? Okay, so what would you like to talk about? The multiple partners, or would you prefer your significant other to smoke or drink?
I prefer I'm doing the one with drinking and smoking. I prefer you to drink and smoke, but you do not control your liquor, whatever you're smoking. I just feel like I'm coming to my face, acting crazy. I can be drunk with too drunk.
Okay, so like you gonna get it popping if they start acting crazy, girl. I felt the hostility through the phone, like this thing that I started tripping. Okay, so we just picked another topic. So what is dating, Charmaine?
She might tell her to turn down the volume in the background.
Charmaine, could you turn your volume down in the back, please? Cannot hear you on your device.
Dating to me is
Better, thank you.
someone or talking to someone that you like,
Okay.
or someone to be with.
Okay. All right. That works. Straight to the point. Somebody that you like is somebody you're trying to be with. Bet. Thanks, Charmaine, for tuning in. For calling and tuning in. Stay tuned, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, they is tuned in.
They're all saying they're calling.
Awesome. So what is dating? Dating, Dominique said dating is getting to know somebody. And that may not be one person or two people. It could be multiple people. The choice is yours. But y'all basically getting through that talking phase. What's your favorite color looking at? China, what are you thinking?
I definitely feel like people confuse dating. They'll date one person and think all of a sudden they're in a relationship. They think that person's not supposed to date anybody but them. Communicate with anybody on the phone. That's not, to me, what dating is. Dating, you may have your options, you're talking to other people, not just to give them the run around and play, because you're looking at the bigger picture. You want to find that one particular person that you can spend, hopefully, your life with. But you have to date in order to do that, and have your options. Now, some people also confuse it with sex. If you're dating these people, you're not going to have sex with this person, this person, this person, this person. No.
Hello.
You're dating, that's what it is. And once you find that one person and y'all on the same page and y'all have that talk to get to relationship status, all right, whoever you dating, they gone. Whoever I'm dating, they gone. And y'all in a relationship, then hey,
Make it
bust wide
exclusive,
open
huh?
if you want to. But
Exclusively dating.
yeah. So dating, people really do mix dating up with relationships a lot, and that's where the drama comes.
Yes.
Take it away, trouble man.
It's a trial and error phase. Just to be succinct, it's the trial and error phase where you getting to know somebody and waiting for the red flags to pop up if you're patient, versus you know.
Say
you
it
got your
again,
people-
if you what?
If you're patient,
Patient. Oh,
yeah, if
okay.
you're patient. So you kind of
Patience.
waiting. You're feeling out the situation. Feeling out that individual or individuals in order to find out, what your preference is, and if there's someone you can deal with on a long-term basis versus a short-term, or being realistic. I think people have an idea, like probably after like a first couple of days, whether this is somebody that you're gonna stick around with. Then even to go a little further, I think like after like the first 10 minutes, you kind of already know what you like have in store for that individual. Whether you might just want to like have sex with them, or maybe you see a little bit more. So I mean, it's like I said. Long story short, it's a trial and error phase.
Trial and error. Okay, for me, I kind of agree with all y'all, but we from Michigan, so you got the talking phase, you have the dating phase, then it's a relationship. So me and my cousin was on the phone, and she was like, "Well, if you get to know somebody, y'all talking. They're just strictly talking, texting through the phone. Blah. The dating is when you actually getting out there. You're actually getting out there, going on dates while still getting to know them." So I'm like, did not know there was the difference between the two. Me, if I'm like talking to a person, there go that term, talking to a person, I'm getting to know you, but we're dating at the same time. Dating, which means going out on dates, seeing how you act in certain environments, whether it's out to eat, whether it's in a crowd, whether it's in a friend setting, just seeing how you interact with other people and stuff like that. So that's what I think dating and talking may be. But again, trial and error. If you like them, you like them. Then if y'all move to the next stage, then it's exclusively dating. Now y'all done have that conversation like, okay, well, you ain't fucking nobody else, I ain't fucking nobody else. I mean, you about to do straight smash, and when it's exclusive. But yet, y'all not in a relationship yet, unless y'all have that conversation as well. So exclusively dating, then relationship, or relationship exclusively,
So when you put sex in the dating, does that kind of,
alter people's mind?
Solidify the deal, basically. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like, what do you think?
I mean, it can in some cases, and in some cases it cannot. But like I said, going back to what I said at the very beginning, communication is essential to all things. So you got to be mindful of that wherever y'all are, however y'all are. But it's been like from personal experiences, there has been a few situations to where like sex kind of solidified that like we just kind of like that is like just me and that individual now, even though like we still haven't taken it to the next step, but we're headed that way. So yeah. Like it can be in some cases, like I feel like the majority of the time that's usually what it is, or at least for me anyway. But what do I know?
Can be, but it can also alter the brain and the mind thinking that, okay, since I gave you a box, you my man. Oh, since I gave you this D, you my girl. And sometimes some guys and some women go unnoticed. They don't. What I did? Right. Oh, like what I did. But now sometimes they think, okay, well, since I gave it to you, then you're mine. It's it. We don't have to have that conversation. This is what it is. So don't try to go get my box away, or don't try to go get that dick away, because I will beat your ass type shit. So I mean, I don't know. What you got to say, Chine?
I was just agreeing. And once we have sex, you're mine. That's how it is with my child's father. Once we did the do, yeah, it's a wrap. We're together now.
Okay, so
That's my
I'm
boyfriend.
gonna pick your brain. Did you tell him like you my boyfriend?
I did.
So what was his reaction?
Nothing. It was what it was. I said what I said, and that's
So
it.
y'all didn't have to have that conversation.
Period.
Period.
You're aggressive. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness.
With the T. Y'all heard it first. She look feisty.
Period.
She is savage.
So I got a question.
Okay.
Can you go from talking to fucking and still not be in a relationship? Because that dating part you missed.
Absolutely. You can do that.
So how is it that
will
woman
fuck
is
up some
mine
shit.
and I'm hers? Because we went straight from talking to fucking.
It all depends on the maturity level, of the two individuals.
So you think it's maturity or was it just a choice?
Maturity and choice.
Okay.
Because if you're if y'all talking and then y'all just start having sex, then y'all be like, you know what it is, That's what it is. It's just sex. But if you start like, okay, well, we had that. Now what are we? And then like, we ain't nothing, then you fucked yourself. Cause now
Okay.
you done had sex, now you're not getting a relationship, now y'all not dating, now it's just completely
So
gone off.
China, you actually had that conversation with dude because y'all were actually dating, building a
Yes,
relationship.
yes.
And when y'all had the sex, it was on.
It was on.
So that dating, I call that kind of like the courtship.
Yeah.
Y'all spending time with each other, y'all sharing mutual interests and all that good stuff.
Yes.
When y'all got to the sex, it was like, nigga, you mine, you ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
And he agreed.
Of course.
I mean,
You put it down, didn't you?
I think that's cool.
You
Okay.
put it down, didn't you?
She put it down like in her face.
You said she was like, well, I ain't gonna say yes, but yes.
Right. Well, there you have it. And then you have people that don't even have that conversation in years to go. They're just still there. But they don't have that conversation. Like I know a young lady that was talking to a guy. They didn't even have the relationship talk. Next thing you know, they together in the house living up and they still together. Like, do that even happen? Like they say once you get older, you don't need to have that conversation. Or it's kinda a known thing. It's like no.
Communication is key.
I just heard don't shoot the next one.
That's how your
Hands up,
feelings
don't
get
shoot. Hands up, don't shoot.
I know old people, you still got that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you heard it first. Lady Pizza said you still have to have that conversation. No matter if you 50, 40, 25, you still got to have a conversation whether or not you're in a relationship because you don't want to get your feelings hurt. You want to break your heart.
Somebody outside your door waiting
Stop
for you to
him
go.
because it was too good and he don't want to let you go with
Hello.
your ass. Hello. But yeah, so,
Have any one of y'all had that experience?
was somebody stalking?
Mm-hmm.
I had a stalker.
No.
Y'all didn't have no stalker?
Somewhat.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
You gotta
Like,
watch her.
Yeah, are you sure? Because I feel like because you one that brought it up. Are you sure? I feel like, are you sure? You didn't have a stalker before, huh? You didn't have somebody pull up at your house. You didn't have people pull up at your house.
High five.
Are you lying? Look me in my face. Are you sure? Look
Oh,
me in my
we
face.
don't lie on 50 Shades with Jay. Keep it 1,000.
You sure?
nigga. She said she positive, Trevor.
I don't believe it, but okay.
She said she positive.
She positive.
So again, y'all, everybody that's watching, again, dating, take it slow. Trouble said be patient. Communication.
Yes.
Everything, one step at a time. If y'all jump the gun and y'all fuck, just know that your chances of a relationship may be pretty slim now, or it may even increase. I know a woman that I used to be friends with, she married her one night stand.
Oh
So
wow.
Wow.
they're no
Miracles
longer
happen every
together, but she married her one night stand, and they was together for quite some time. I mean, so
Wow.
if you get the box the night, the first day, the first week, I mean, it's up to the maturity level and a lot of things.
I do have a question.
What's up?
Have any one of y'all, had sex with anyone and then like later on realized like, hey, I think I might love this person?
Love. Ooh. Did you say love?
Yeah, love.
Like
just
after
said chills
the
to my
sex?
Is that like love at first sight?
Like,
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
No.
Maybe.
No, I've like heard someone, like actually,
It's
had
possible.
sex and then later on they were like, I love that person. Like, is
I
that-
almost slipped up during sex and said, I love you. I'm almost slipped up and did that because it was just,
that D was that good.
I'm telling you, in other spots, I almost had it, I call it the nigga mama. I was like, well, I love you. I just love you.
I can't
But I
that
didn't
have.
slip up.
Can't say that I have. Like where I am right now, like we having a conversation before we even go there. Hey, what does this look like? After we go down this road, if we do decide to go down this road, what happens after this? Like, are we still being mature adults and still doing our own thing, or are we trying to like go into an exclusive route? Like, what does that look like after this? So that way I can make that decision right there on the spot to be like, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way. Have a good day.
Awesome. Okay, good answers. And-
Can I?
oh, shit. Kenny.
No, I'm gonna keep it simple. No, I mean, I've had a situation when I might have had sex with a woman and I really enjoyed that time with her, right? And I wouldn't say it's love, but I know I want to continue what we started. So if that leads to love, you know what I'm saying? I think I've had that, but never just like I woke up the next morning, like, damn, I'm in love with this woman. It was never that, but
You just enjoyed the experience.
oh, it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. I like really enjoyed the feeling. And I'm like China. I'm the one for like, oh, nigga, you ain't going nowhere now. I'm clank clank like that motherfucking damn. Clank, clank. You ain't going nowhere. But Yeah, I can't do that. So I'm just taking it slow, being patient, like y'all said.
All right.
And eventually, you know, exclusive day to be in a relationship. So, with that being said, like what Kenny was talking about, as far as once you skip that stage and go from talking to fucking, now is it considered a situationship?
Ooh, good question. That's a really good question.
Thank you, Trevor.
You know, because that's a good question. I really couldn't answer that. And I think honestly, but if I had to try to give you an answer, I would say I would think that it is a situationship. Because like now, you know, the waters are muddied, and you know, you still trying to get to know this person, and still trying to search for the red flags. But you know, it might be a conflict of interest because you done got this box or whatever, and you kind of like, I like the box, but I don't like these things about her. Like, is there any way that I could like coexist in this this gray area, or like am I going to pick and choose one of the two? So
Gotcha.
that's good. That's good. That's a good question.
And I do definitely feel like now, like relationships now, are it's a lot of situationships.
Situationships. What you think makes it situationships?
Just as far as like people not trying to get to know people anymore, social media.
Okay. Jaye, I'm gonna kick you off. I'm gonna kick you clean. First your phone went off. I'm gonna clean you the fuck off the show. I was just playing. Go ahead, Nick.
But yeah, it's just I feel like it's not the same anymore. Like we always have these talks. Like relationships are not the same anymore. Like people are not in it for
The long haul.
Yeah.
They just trying to hit it and quit it. 2-minute warning. They out. I don't know.
It's not the same.
Definitely not the same. Jaye, what you think?
It's definitely not the same at all. It can be one person in a relationship who all in, and then the other person, they're not all in, they're not giving, it's not 50-50, they're not giving their 100. That's what you need to give. And it's to me, it's really about communication, because one person, I can communicate with somebody and tell them what I want out of the relationship or yada yada yada, but if he's not being honest with me and having the communication himself, then we already lacking, or he's lying, saying, oh, he wants the same thing. In reality, his actions is showing different. So yeah, relationships is different.
So relationships change. So therefore, like what Trevor was saying, that will really makes it a situationship when you're not able to communicate, when you're not dating and getting to know that person, but yet y'all go from talking on the phone to just smashing. Y'all having sex back and forth, but now y'all don't know what y'all doing. So y'all didn't establish anything, nor you're communicating, well, I like you, or your feelings. It's just y'all basically fuck buddies in a situationship. So now your feelings get involved, and then now his feelings may not be there, or vice versa. Then where you move to? You're back to square one, dating all again. Like Tobias said, let's try to break this cycle. Let's stop this cycle. You know what I mean? Because it's just a reoccurring thing. More settling down, less broken hearts. Let's stop playing with each other's hearts, because it gets serious to the point where domestic violence cases are. I just went deep on y'all last, my bad. Domestic violence is, and people dying in relationship. Husbands are killing their wives, and wives are going missing, and it's beginning to be too much. Boyfriends are shooting their girlfriends, going to jail. It's too much. Just stop playing with people's emotions. I just went deep on y'all last 1 minute. My bad. I felt that right here, so that's what I had to
Can I
do.
go deep with you for a second?
Go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean, I hear the ladies, but they're saying all of you ladies, and I respect that. And it just seems like I hear that more from ladies when they're saying their relationships are not like it used to be.
Absolutely.
I don't hear men saying it as much.
Because they're winning. They get the poke, whatever
And maybe
thing
that's
that
the
walk.
issue, because it's a win and loss.
Not you, Trevor. You're a different breed.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the issue, because it's about a win and a loss. And I don't think us men really look at it as a win and loss. I think with us, we withhold our feelings. And where women are putting their feelings into it a lot sooner, a lot earlier, so the expectations are different. But that's just the old guy's opinion. So.
Old guys matter. Y'all do matter. Your opinion do matter. And I agree. Okay, so with that being said, I'm taking your word. With that being said.
Free game.
Yeah, so I feel like us women, we say that more because of the fact that we're more emotionally involved. Like you said, it take y'all time to really open up. Once we get the D and it's good, we like, shoot, like China, I'm ready to clank this down. Boom. Yeah, our emotions are different from what men's are different, and it takes y'all a little bit more time to actually open up. Versus, I know y'all express yourself. Some of y'all express yourself through sex, but us women, we on a different type of level when it becomes relationship. And I feel like when relationships are changing, it's because of the fact that more women are just opt to being fuck buddies. They opt out. Okay, I'll be a fuck buddy. I could be a side chick. I'll be a side piece, whatever. So I feel like guys have more options, and it making it harder for us women who's really trying to settle down. Kenny shaking his head.
I mean, I don't know if we have more options. We got the same amount of options. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
I
like
think-
3 women to 1 man.
Well, in certain areas, like I look back home, I'm at 11-1, but that don't mean all those people are available. So what I'm saying, and if you look at availability, the numbers are a lot shorter.
Yeah.
But I think for us, I mean, we don't have to commit, and we're making a choice not to commit because we want to make sure the person is right as well. But we'll do all the play, we'll do all the fucking and
See,
dipping
like
and
I
all
told
that.
you, I do fucking
Where
play.
women look at it more of as a risk.
Yeah,
To have
yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
With us, it ain't saying like ride a bike, but honestly, it's just a physical thing that's gonna boost our ego, make us feel good. And sometimes we land the right one. Obviously, it happened with China and her friend. So I mean, that worked out. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the norm for us. We still chasing ass and still getting turned down as much as we always have been. So it's not that we got all these options. We might be more accessible because of the internet. We got social media gives us more options to play with, but it's not really options because they're still each other's know.
Interesting.
Mic drop.
Right. Boom. What y'all thinking, Nick and China? Y'all the guess. What's up? What's cracking lacking? He said it. That was it. Mic drop. Boom, 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 boom.
So let me ask you ladies something. Has there ever been a situation to where a guy was like, where I guess the tables were turned to where a guy was feeling y'all, but like y'all wasn't there like with him or whatever? Has there ever been a situation? And if so, like how did y'all handle it?
Ooh. I've been there. He was a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't feeling it. So I tried, I talked to my girls and they like, just, give it another date. Okay, gave it another date. Give it another date. Okay. After that, it's like, I felt like I'm playing with him
Right.
because he's all in it and he's always calling or sending flowers to the job, but I'm not there.
Right.
Because we're not
connected.
we're not connected. So I did have to have that talk with them. But I guess when people can have that talk with you, it's how you take it. And he didn't take it. He didn't understand it. Basically, it's like, okay, well, what do I got to do? It's nothing you got to do. Be you. But we just not working.
Right.
So he tried for a minute to continue to call and things like that. But after that, he did get the point from the ignoring.
And it's crazy because probably that guy, not for you, but that could have been the right guy, because we're so used to dating certain type of guys. We don't give those outside of the box guys a chance.
Well, how many dates you need to have?
Hello.
I tried and tried listening to y'all. It didn't work. How long? But I'm just saying, how long do you keep pushing it and trying to see? Because he is a nice guy, but it's just y'all don't have that connection. So how long do you actually keep dating that person?
I honestly, I don't think that you do. Like, and in that particular case, like, was it something like once you realized that this wasn't for you? Was it like, did you want him to move forward, or did you like kind of enjoy him still sticking around in spite of?
No, I wanted him to move forward and go ahead.
Okay, that's
Okay.
growth. That's growth.
That's selfish. Selfish.
Yeah.
Basically, getting the free dinners and all that stuff, and you're not feeling the person. No.
Well, I mean, I asked it because I know that that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? I know that that's not always the case. A woman, or in certain situations, I've seen on the outside looking in, like the woman, she didn't want to be with the guy, but she was still like, I'm gonna take advantage of this. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just asking, just trying to get some different perspective because guys have those situations too, to where like, it's a woman that wants to be with them, but they just not feeling it. And I know if there was ever a situation for me like that, I would just want the individual to move on. Like I wouldn't even want you to be like, hey, look, like you don't even have to keep trying. You don't have to keep trying. You don't have to be like, like maybe if you give it some time, like, hey, look, I obviously know that you deserve better, especially like because like I know what I bring and I know what I can do. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And the fact that you're not getting that, like you deserve somebody that wants to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, I'm with you on that.
Okay, Nick. You got anything you want to add to that or different type of spin? No? Okay. So for me, I agree with China. Go on the dates and see where it's at. Just continue, because again, I try to think outside the box, try to date outside the box, and try to get out of what I'm used to. You know what I mean? So I do go on these dates. I try to figure it out. But if the connection's not there, it's just not there. I don't want to force anything because you don't want anything that's ever forced. You want to be able to just let it go, flow naturally. The laughter that flow naturally, hang out like. Effortless. I cannot stress that enough. Like you don't want to have to try to be somebody that you're not. You don't have to try super hard. Oh, ha ha, yeah. Like no, bro. Chill chill out. I'm not gonna laugh if you're not funny. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm not gonna be selfish neither. If you're a great individual, if you're a great person, I would want you to move on. You know what I mean? If you're a great person altogether, we can be friends. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with you being a friend of mine. You know what I mean? But as far as
Friend zone.
Like being a goddamn friend zone.
I'm good, love, and joy.
No,
It's above me now.
Exactly.
It's above me. I'm good. Like friend zone.
I am baffled. Like,
I
enjoy
would
your
just
life.
I would just move.
No
move
friend
forward.
zone? How many of us
wrong.
got them?
Wrong.
Friends?
Zero.
Don't
I
string
don't
them
have
along.
How many of us?
I mean, if he's chasing you like that, he ain't ready for a friend zone. He want more.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. If you're right, so move it along then. Move it along, buddy. We cool. You text, check in. That's what's up. But as far as I guess you're right. I guess because if the more I hang out with you, I guess the more you're gonna continue to like me, and it's just gonna make things harder. So you know what? Great advice. I'm glad I have you guys on the show. No friend zone. Sorry. No friend zone. So move on. Get you somebody else that's made for you. You know what I mean? Don't stress over that one person. It is what it is. Somebody out there for everybody. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I didn't drop the number, so I'm gonna drop the number one more time. So call us now and tell us. We actually went off on a lot of stuff. Actually,
We did.
so call in now at 203-802-5694. Again, that number is 203-802-5694. Call us in right now and tell us what you think about dating and all the other shit and good advice that we just talked about, because it was a lot of it. I can't even tell you. But it was just great conversation. I hope you guys is listening, taking notes, and being able to really take it in, because dating in 2019 is really, really tough. You know what I mean? With people settling down, with people not settling down, people taking advantage of because of past hurt. You know, it's just a lot, you know, and all you can do is just take a step back and find yourself. What's up, Kenny?
Why is it tough? I mean, you probably covered all that already. Why is it
tough?
why is it tough?
It's tough because, okay, like you said, the number, first and foremost, my experience here in Texas. I'm from Michigan, everybody. Woo, woo, 99, stand up. Anyways, so with that being said, back at home, it's like, what, 3 guys to 1 girl, 4 guys to 1 girl. So here in Texas, I don't know what the quantity is, the ratio from guy to girl is, but I know that I heard that the women are more aggressive here. I'm not an aggressor. Me personally, if I'm out and getting lunch or brunch with my girls and whatever, and a guy, I'm like, oh, nice. I'm gonna get a nigga eye. Give him a sexy eye. Look at him, make stare him up and down. You know what I mean? If he don't say anything, I'm just gonna move along. They here in Texas, I've heard that they want the girls to, hey, what's up? What's your name? You got a girlfriend? I ain't her.
Also, too,
Does that
like,
make them more aggressive? Okay, because I'm from DC, right? I think that the women here, there is a difference, but the women here, from my opinion, are not necessarily more aggressive. They just don't give as much pushback. So if we walk up to a woman, she's not necessarily gonna just fuck you, nigga. Where I'm from, they're like, nigga, I ain't interested in you, bye. You know what I mean? But here, it's like, you know, they're much more friendly, much more pleasant. And I'm not saying like that, you know, Texas women are better than anyone across the country. I'm just saying what I've experienced is that the women are different from where I'm from. They just don't give as much pushback.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Also, too, if y'all go, just think about it. When y'all go to the clubs now, or a bar or whatever, you don't see men trying to holler at women. They over there dancing with their friends. We over here dancing. We like, hey, we here?
Yeah.
You don't even come over, none of that no more.
I've actually been in a club where it's just like guys over there 2-stepping, rapping, meat meal or something. And I'm over here looking good as shit at the bar, like, okay, hi y'all. Nobody see me type
It's
shit.
really a difference from Michigan, where we're used to, you know, guys coming up to you, maybe even buy you a drink. But then when I went to Virginia, they dancing. The men dancing. They not thinking about the women. They in a little group just dancing together. And I'm like, oh, this is
Was that a gay
different.
bar?
Huh?
No, it's a gay bar.
Yeah,
I had to question it. You know, she live in Virginia now, so I did have to question it, like, where you got me? But no.
That's in Atlanta too. I've been to Atlanta. That's how it is. You got the guys over
Well, they
there,
are
the
gay,
girls
though.
over
No, I'm
Oh Lord, he can't just never win. But that's one of the reasons why it's tough. I mean, I understand some guys don't deal with rejection too well, but it's just like, you know, what do you want from, what do you, like Tyree say, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Like, I'm here, I got dialed up, I'm looking bad, like, what do you want from me? So Trevor, what you thinking? Is it tough for you to date in 2019?
It has. It is actually getting very, very difficult. And then probably for one of the reasons I don't really put myself out there at the current moment, I'm kind of just doing my own thing or whatever. But as of late, it kind of has been, especially like with that whole dynamic of like the unknown and so on and so forth. And then like, I have this real big thing about being embarrassed or whatever. So like, if I'm gonna holler at you or whatever, and then you try to embarrass me, then like, you know, we got to go through this whole thing because like, where I am now, I don't do that whole let me be polite or whatever. Like I'm like, oh, I'll stoop down to your level. So like, you want to embarrass me, so let's go, you know, whatever. So like, with that whole thing about being a bigger person, like I've graduated past that. So like, you know, like I don't do that too often anymore. But it has gotten difficult, you know, in the sense of, you know, trying to date and so on and so forth, especially like, you know, with like the things that are coming up and the things that I'm trying to accomplish and so on and so forth. But I think with all that being said, it's more so me holding my own self back or whatever, and I got to do better about that, of course. But that things are different, and I do understand exactly where y'all coming from, because a lot of people do not know how to communicate thoroughly and so on and so forth. And then even whenever you do communicate what you feel may be thorough or whatever, it's still left up to the other person's comprehension and their understanding. Because you know where they are could be somewhere completely different from where you are, especially in the mental aspect and so on and so forth. So you could say, oh hey, I don't like you. They might take that as, oh, you don't like me yet. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just a whole bunch of things, and and that's the reason why I say, and I say it again, communication is essential to all things, you know, especially like now, because a lot of people don't like to communicate, and then not even so much that people hide behind their phones and social media and so on and so forth. So you know, people don't know how to look each other in the eyes and just have those open conversations anymore or whatever. So so you know, people don't know how to have those thorough conversations anymore. And then, you know, people are afraid and uncomfortable of the feelings that, you know, that may come about when, you know, they speak about certain things. Let me tell you something. Don't be afraid of your feelings, because they're there for a reason. They're there to lead and guide you. And I embrace that shit. So get to a place to where you can embrace whatever it is that you're feeling, and allow yourself to go through it, regardless of whatever it is. Anyway,
go through it, grow through it.
Yeah,
I can dig
I
that.
agree.
And I agree with you as far as the communication go and an approach, because again, I went to a day parties out of Dallas. I don't put myself out there, but when I do, I get all dressed up and I go out. So it's just like, you know, they be all in their phones, Snapchat, and I'm like, like even when you go out to eat, like you just observe people, they're so caught on their phones, social media, and when they approach you,
portray good lives when
hello,
yes.
Never mind, go ahead.
that's a whole nother. There's gonna spend another hour on that one, trouble. But yeah, like no, it's just like, you know, you all into your phones, you with your boys, like Kenny said, okay, like what's popping? Like what's popping? Like you know what I'm saying? I know I ain't ugly, you know, make fro, but I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on? You over there with your boys? Okay, cool. Are y'all like not interested?
Emphasis, boys.
Oh.
But you got some who they did come out just to be with their friends. They might have somebody at home. You got a small portion of
Very,
that,
very
you know?
small.
Yeah, but some of them did just come out, you know, just to hang with the guys and yada yada yada. But for that portion that doesn't have a female or whatever over here, I don't know what they is.
They should have went to a strip club.
Well,
They would have been on their phone in there.
Right. And they do.
Showing ass.
Yeah.
Showing ass.
Trying to stunt like they throwing their money. Yeah, you threw $5. Sit down.
Well, see, I'll say this, and I'll rest my case. Like, one of the things for me is like, whenever I see a woman out and about and she look like she's having a good time, like I'm not trying to blow that or whatever. So like, you know, I'm gonna come by and, you know, and I might speak and be like, oh hey, you look nice, and then I'm gonna go about my way, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Because like, I'm not trying to get in the way of like what you might have going on. And then some of these women still have these friends that try to play, like their homegirls still try to play bodyguard and try to block you or whatever whenever you try to talk to like your female friends or whatever. And then like, and they ain't got time for that, and that, because that gets frustrating. You know, I've had a couple of situations to where like I've tried to talk to a lady, and you know, her friend was just all in the way, like all in the way and stuff like that. And, you know, like, and you know, I grabbed her hand or whatever, you know, trying to talk to her, and her friend come out and like, you know,
smacking her,
doing all this extra shit. And I'm like, yo, like your friend, if she's not interested, she can speak for herself. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So that's one of the other things. You know, I'm like in a place to where I am like I don't have time for all of that.
But that's childish. We used to do that back in high school.
Yeah,
like
it still
we did
happens.
that.
It still
That's
happens.
really super childish. Like I would not.
It still happens. It's still So
that's ridiculous if they're doing it. And I'm sorry that you have to go through that, because that's really, really childish.
Women do make it hard though. Well, some
Some
women
women
make it hard when a guy do approach you. You know, they have that face like,
I got a boyfriend, or I don't think.
You can nicely say, you know, I got somebody I'm talking to. Now, if he's sitting there still trying, well, you can't have no friends.
Oh, no, that's too much. Now that's
Boy,
my
get
friend.
out my
I come
face.
in like, come on now,
Just get out my face.
now we together now. Like, no, stop, don't do that.
Now you being rude.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
But
Like-
it definitely depends on how you approach a woman. To you know, I'm not the woman that likes to be touched though. So don't come to me, don't grab me or anything like
Grab
that.
your
You can-
waist.
You can come and hello, how you know you don't got to touch me though. Don't touch me.
And some women just need to accept compliments too, because I know there are some women where you get a man come up like, "Oh, you looking beautiful tonight." Oh, he just wanted
And
to
that's
say you
it.
was looking
I've had that too.
beautiful.
I've had that
Like
too.
he probably didn't want you. Just
Right.
take the
I'm not
compliment.
gonna lie to y'all. In my days, I've been.
See, anybody got time for
Light
that?
skin problem.
But see, no. But now I've been. But you know, I walk around with my face is just like, don't nobody need to talk to me, and I try to like smile. So with that being said, I have to be in tune with what my face look like. So when I go out and try to be available, I'm like trying to smile. Trying to
still
smile.
working on it, yo.
I'm still working on it, and it's just like once you get to know me, if you were to come up to me and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Then you will see my personality. But you shouldn't be intimidated by my face. I know it's just the resting bitch face. But don't be intimidated. I'm trying to tell y'all I'm so funny, I'm fun, I'm cool as shit. But I don't think they can get past the rest of it.
So, one of the other things, men, our ego, like, y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all are aware of this, men have an ego and so on and so forth. And if, once you bruise that ego, that's kind of like, oh shit, it's the end of the world for us or whatever. So like, you know, in a lot of cases, you know, to where men have gotten embarrassed in public in front of their homeboys and stuff like that, you have to walk back like over to your group of friends with your tail tucked between your legs, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And not even so much that, if there was anyone else that saw it, you know, they'd be like, damn, you see that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real thing. So like for men, like there's I know for me, like in a lot of cases to where like I wanted to approach a woman, there was a lot of pressure. I was like, oh my god, like how am I gonna do this? Like,
Is it really pressure?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure because like I'm trying to make sure, you know, like if I go to this lady, like if somebody can block and like, and if they do, like how do I respond to all these different scenarios? And
You
like,
just
play
act
out?
like you start pop locking and just turn around another way.
That's probably why I guess you get them boy, I call them boys still, them boys who, if you do kind of turn them down, and you don't even have to be rude, but you still, you know, no, you can't get my number, yada, 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 and they well, fuck you then, bitch.
Oh, yeah, I had that too.
Yeah, the ego is bruised. You know,
Like-
the ego is bruised.
So, okay, let me ask you. So,
Ask
y'all in
me,
a club, and y'all in a group, three y'all in a group, right? And the guy who had the balls to come over
Big
and say
balls.
hello, right? And have a conversation with the three of you, but then he kind of single one of you out.
Okay.
But you don't, physically, you're not attracted to him.
Okay.
But don't you admire the fact that he came over and say hello? I ain't say you gotta be all desperate and fall into his lap. What I'm saying is the mere fact that he took the time to come over and speak to all of you guys and then single one of you guys out because he's interested in one of you.
Right.
And then he started a conversation. Now, you may not be a physical, but I want you to at least take the time to get to know him because you are there to be social, right?
You'll have
you
a
ain't got
little
to
small
sign,
conversation.
you got to give him your, you know, you got to marry the guy right there.
Right.
It's just conversation, right?
Right. It'll be a small conversation, and honestly, we probably done had a situation like that. We'd be like, "Oh, she'd be like, oh, Jay, he nice, or oh, Nick, he nice. Talk to him." You know what I mean? They encourage, like, "Oh, talk
But
to him."
physically, you weren't attracted.
But
so-
physically, but you still converse with him, and just talk to him a little bit, and be like, "Oh, okay," but you know.
Well, that's because you're nice
And-
ladies.
and-
But I'm
and
saying
nice.
a lot of women don't do that. They
Yeah,
physically attracted, like, nigga, you know.
I just don't bruise. I just don't be like, no, I don't do. I used to high school.
Yeah, I was
Fuck
gonna
on.
say-
But now growing up, it's just like, you know, I don't know. I have a conversation with him, and like, well, no, thank you though. Thanks for coming over here, and that's about it.
Just being social, right?
Just being sociable, yeah.
It's
You
growing
know.
though. The past us, we
Oh, the past
us
us was a mess. We used to do a whole smacking the hands.
horrible.
We used to act like we was
But-
together.
who we are now, you
It's-
know,
yeah.
we wouldn't do that. If he
No,
came up, he
yeah.
came up respectful. He, you know, he's talking to us. We wouldn't do him like that.
We had a whole
Now,
conversation
we wouldn't
with
give
him.
him no number, you know, out of sympathy or
Right.
nothing. But we'll still have a conversation with him and things like that.
Absolutely, we done
How
came
he
a long
approached.
way.
But seeing that y'all open, y'all should definitely drink some more water. I mean, I'm just saying, like, don't
Some
forget
of the
about
water.
that.
You
Yeah.
want us to drink all this water, huh? And be very
Yeah, go
open.
ahead, drink all
almost
that
done
water.
with
Yeah,
Girl.
she needs another bottle, please. When in Rome, right? No.
I don't even know what topic that was to even give our callers. That was good conversation.
It ended what is considered dating?
Oh, this
Oh, wow.
dating is a strong topic. I feel like everybody needs to discuss at one point in their life, and it would go on and on and on because it's crazy out here for a pimp. I said it's hard out here for a pimp.
It's hard too when you're trying to date and all you do is work and go home. It's hard for people who want to date, but they don't go nowhere. So
That's how my homeboy told me I need to be more available. I'm like, bro, when I go places, they don't be looking at me. Ain't nobody check for me. No. So I go out there. I'm looking at your face. Trevor, get your life together. Get it together, Trevor.
I look straight at Kenny.
Oh, you thought it was Kenny. Kenny always be having me cracking up too. But no, I be trying to be more available. But it's just like like the last time we said as far as the approach and the pressure. Like I went to shoot my shot one time and I was drunk when I went to shoot my shot. I was out at level
That
one
liquid
time.
courage.
Elliot had a question.
Huh?
Elliot has a question.
Okay, what's this question?
All right, it's long now. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. Is it wrong to let it be known that you are dating 2 to 3 people while approaching new mates? I can be a respectable man and to do all the things a woman desires. But if we're dating, should I be put under a relationship restriction?
Okay, I'm gonna pass that to you too.
Wait,
let me say a little piece. First and foremost, you're dating 2 to 3 people, correct? At the end of the day, it's nobody's business whoever you date. The other person does not need to know who you're dating. As long as you're able to date properly and be able to, actually, that's a lot of people to be dating. To distribute your time and effort and your affection all to these people, that's a job within itself. So again, she don't have to know about her, but once y'all communication, if y'all say y'all exclusive, then that's a different story.
And he's approaching new mates.
I don't feel like he has more time to approach any new mates, but that's just my personal opinion. Trouble, take it away.
I mean, I think it is a good idea for him to be open and honest about that. That way a woman can make the decision whether she needs to pull back or whether she needs to go a little bit harder in the paint if she really wants this guy.
But I'm not about to be in competition.
Well, and like I said, make that decision when she needs to pull back because she's like, oh, he's got multiple options. I'm not the only one. So you know what? In order, if you, like I said, if you're aware of yourself and you know that like your feelings are a little bit more, invested or whatever, and you know that you might be feeling like this might not work out. Let me go ahead and pull back, in order to save myself some hurt.
Right.
So in that particular case, I think in that particular sense, I think he's doing the right thing by being honest with these women. So at the end of the day, he's giving these women the option to be like, you know what, I'm gonna stick around, or
that's a good point.
I'm gonna stick around, or I'm gonna pull back because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be blindsided.
Absolutely.
Right.
And when you say that, are you saying like, hey, telling them I'm dating other people, or are you actually like saying, like, yeah, I have 3-4 people, I just want to let you know I'm dating?
Like, do you go all the way into details?
No, I just be like, hey, look, I'm dating other individuals, and I leave it at that. And now if they ask questions, then I'll probably be obliged to answer those or whatever. But like I'm like, my thing is I always try to be out. I always try to be out in front of things before before it escalates.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like if I'm talking to somebody, so I'm be like, hey, look, you're not the only person that I'm talking to, or that the only person that I'm dating right now. That would, in a particular case, if my phone rings or something like that, and you see another female, or whatever, like. Right. Yeah, don't be alarmed.
I guess that's what I was trying to say. Like, it's nobody's business however many people that you're dating. But as far as you being out in the open saying that I'm dating multiple people, then that's cool too. But at the same token, like for me, once you tell me that you're dating other people, I'm nosy. How many other people? Like how many? Because I'm not about to compete for.
But he's not obligated to tell you how many either.
Absolutely, he's not. But if he don't, that's cool too. But I feel like don't be trying to put me out there like I'm competing, because I'm not gonna compete. It's either we're dating. If I'm not finna say, okay, well she do it. It's a lot to that too.
But you're not competing.
I don't compete.
But the question really is what is he doing? Like is he just having fun, or he's actually dating to get to know somebody and find that one person? Because he's dating 2-3 people and then he's approaching somebody else. It don't sound like you kind of like, are you having him off the list? Yeah,
Well, could it be that he just ain't found the right one yet?
But why are you still having these hanging along if you know there's nothing there? Why are they here?
Maybe it's just uncertainty right now.
Unless you having sex partners with them 3 or 4.
There you go.
Tell him to drink some water. Tell him to drink what kind of bottle of water is this? Tell him to drink this purified drinking water, great value. Tell him to drink that. There you go.
I mean, for him to have 2 or 3 people that he's talking to and looking for other people to talk to, you have a lot of time on your hand first and foremost. Second of all, like are you having fun? Are you trying to find somebody? And I feel like it's okay if she's not one, drop her. Don't continue to just have her on because she have one quality that you want and just take advantage of her. No, if you're not feeling her, leave her alone. Then go to the next. If you're not feeling her, leave her alone. Don't just keep them around for your pleasure. That's selfish and not being considerate of other people's feelings. Or you just having fun. Like if you're having fun, then shit.
I was going to say, we got to be mindful of the variables that we don't know about that are applied to this situation. Because some of them might just want to hang out with him because they think he's a dope person or whatever. They still might just decide that they want to stick around or whatever, regardless of whether he might have tried to drop them or not. So got to be mindful of all those things.
It's a lot of other things. Good point. It's a lot of other things that may take
They
into
cool with what
consideration.
you're doing.
Right.
Do your thing, long as you're honest.
Dang, 2 or 3 and you sick and mom.
You got some time on your hands.
They drinking in water, huh? Whatever.
I'm about to blow this shit.
Back in my day, I wish I had 3 to 4 to date. No, but check him out.
The struggle is weird to have one. What the fuck you mean? You got 2 or 3. Kudos to you.
popping.
Right. Any other questions? Any other closing remarks? If you could give any advice to someone out there right now that's dating in 2019, what would it be? Meek. Caught her ass off guard. Got that ass.
She was like, damn, I was just about to drink some water.
My advice would be work on yourself.
Okay.
Start with yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick. Trouble.
I think she stole it. Work on yourself. Or let me add on to that. Make sure that you're always in a place to where you're aware of yourself. That way, if you're aware of yourself, you'll be aware of other people and how you proceed with other people. Because if you are aware of yourself, you'll know for a fact that like if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't want that particular situation to happen to you. So you'll do, like I said, you'll take preventative measures and try to get out in front of those things. But anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Awesome.
I feel like also communication and patience, being patient with the situation and the whole date, and don't rush it. Take your time. I'm the same thing. You got to know yourself before you can start anything, any dating, any relationship. Because if you don't know what makes you happy, if you're not happy with yourself, you can't be in a relationship or date somebody. How do you expect somebody to be happy and you're not happy with yourself first off? So.
Whoa. Okay, that's my dance, y'all. But anyway, this was a great show. A great show. Actually, I take up some advice from my friends as well. They be like, Jay, take it easy. You doing too much. He ain't supposed to get that. Ain't your man. Be cool. So I be like, I bet. Got y'all. Okay, so I do just be patient. Like she said, work on yourself, communicate. Just have a understanding. Be on the same page, same book. No different books, no different pages. Same page, same book. Again, I'm no other than your host, Jay. Don't forget the A. Don't forget the E with 50 Shades with Jay. My next show will be July 5th. So tune in July 5th to another show of 50 Shades with Jay. And it's always my pleasure to apply the pressure.